drainage ditches were overwhelmed, but what we're looking at here is yards turning into rivers during yesterday's storms, and this is in a Bentonville neighborhood. Tonight, we're taking a closer look at what homeowners need to know if they live in a floodplain. And there's a possibility you may not know if you do. Thanks for joining us here at 10 o'clock. I'm Allie Lynch.
And I'm Doug Warner. There is a real hair split when it comes to homes and flooding, what state law requires a seller to disclose and what it doesn't require. And this Bentonville homeowner says it's a lesson he's still learning. KNWA's Dylan Nooner back from Bentonville to help us all understand what's required and what's not. Dylan.
Doug, Allie, according to Arkansas state law, sellers are required to disclose if they've ever suffered a flood. However, they are not required to share if the property is at risk of flooding or if it sits on a floodplain. Tonight, a licensed realtor shares with me what questions to ask, questions one local homeowner wishes he knew to ask.
It's super powerless. We know we can't do the things that would save us.
We got two rivers.
This is a look at floodwaters racing between homes in a Bentonville neighborhood on Tuesday. One of those homes where Brian Beekler's elderly mother lives.
I'm asking her, can you put towels along the walls? Can you do anything to stop the water from penetrating? And she's telling me that she can't move, she can't get up. And
Brian, who lives in Idaho, was left trying to help his mom over the phone, but it's a problem he says they have battled for almost 3 years.
We started getting bad rain runoff into our yard. My mom has buckets of debris that she's picked up out of her yard that has washed in from that neighboring field.
Beekler says when they purchased the home, there was no evidence of previous flooding or water damage.
Nothing in the disclosures, no signs of water damage anywhere in the house. So it really does seem to be new. But since the problem started, 4, 5, 6 times a year, probably.
According to Arkansas state law, sellers are not required to disclose if a home sits in a floodplain. RE/MAX real estate agent Mike Wilson says there are some things buyers can do to make sure floodwaters aren't an issue.
You could look at a topographical map or something like that to see where the closest drainage area, creek, irrigation, because you don't have to be close to a lake or a river for water to be a problem.
Wilson advises anyone looking to purchase a home to ask the right questions.
I don't think people realize that flood insurance is not a part of your typical homeowner's policy. So it's something that you have to ask for specifically.
Without doing the research, Wilson says the burden of potential flooding falls on the new buyer.
It is not necessarily on the landlord or the property owner. It does typically fall to the homeowner or to the tenant or the renter.
For Beekler and his mother, they're feeling the burden and just looking for some relief from the city.
What we've been asking the city to do for years now is figure out why the drainage easement is blocked, why it's not draining water like it was designed to, and figure out some sort of remediation for that. But the city hasn't been willing to do that.
And with so many new homes going up, the concern will only continue to grow. And just this week, the Northwest Arkansas Council announced approximately 36 people are moving into the area every single day. And with many from out of the state, they may not be familiar with floodplains or Arkansas laws. In studio, Dylan Nooner, KNWA Northwest Arkansas News.
All right, good information there, Dylan.